SMS mentioned about the new deadlines of April and July 2020. Whilst this is a welcome move, it is still 8 to 11 months away. Given the high numbers of fires involving PMDs recently, is there anything else the MOT can do to mitigate these things that are happening? Thank you.
I'd like to thank Mr. Sitoh for the clarification and also for his continuous support as a GPC Transport Chairman. MOT is very mindful of the fire safety concerns about PMDs, and we have studied this issue very, very carefully and consulted various stakeholders, and therefore the decision to bring forward the deadline for complying with the UL 2272 by 6 months, as well as a mandatory inspection regime from 1st April 2020. We understand that many Singaporeans rely on PMDs for their livelihoods and their commuting needs, such as the story of Mr. Hafiz and Mr. Loh that have shared. And we understand that, if you were to ban non-UL 2272 devices immediately, that will definitely impose a lot of hardship and inconvenience to many Singaporeans. Our discussion with some of the PMD retailers, especially with the PMD Retailers Association, has also confirmed that 1st July 2020 is a reasonable timeline, as it gives retailers sufficient time to bring in the certified devices so that you can have a smooth replacement scheme. So in the meantime, what we can do is that we will continue to encourage non-UL 2272 certified device owner to switch to compliant ones as soon as possible. And at the same time, we also understand that many of the causes of PMD-related fires can be attributed to other factors, such as improper charging practices, use of incompatible chargers or adapters, and as such, LTA will be working very closely with SCDF to step up fire safety education on PMDs. And just to remind members of the House, as well as all Singaporeans, we can actually minimize the risk of fire by avoiding overcharging the batteries, like I mentioned before. We should avoid illegally modifying their devices, and also avoid tampering with the electrical components or leaving the devices unattended when charging. And if possible, please do not leave your PMD to charge overnight, because there's a tendency for the devices to overheat if you overcharge it excessively beyond what is required. And owners should also check that the batteries are in good condition, look for any damages or deformities that may give an indication that the battery may not be safe to be continued to be used. And we also make sure that original power adapters affixed with the Enterprise Singapore safety mark are used to charge the devices. So these are some of the practical advice I will give Singaporeans while we await the implementation of the new deadline.